Hey, BooTube. This is awkward. You see why? I'm at work. I'm doing this work thing, and I know it's been forever. Mainly due to the fact that, hang on. I know it's a bit noisy and unorthodox, and I only have one video doing this beforehand. But this is for episode 6 of The Flash season. Is it season 3 or season 4? I want to say 4. 4. Hang on. Sorry about that, guys. I had to move away because there are coworkers everywhere. But anyway, I want to say season 4 of The Flash because I'm pretty sure they bypassed 3. But anyway, this is definitely episode 6. I know that they already showed the 4-part crossover, which is technically all the show's episode 8s. But I've been kind of busy. You know, Thanksgiving was literally not that long ago, and then there's Black Friday. And I work Black Friday, and I work both weekends after Black Friday, and I work Cyber Monday. All 4 of them, like, pretty much 11-hour shifts. Granted, Black Friday I had a 12-hour shift because I had one last caller that was... Yeah, but anyway, that's why I'm so far behind. I didn't have time, or sleep. But anyway, if I remember correctly, the title of this one was When Harry Met Harry. And, if I remember correctly, this is out of pure memory, dude. So if I get some shit wrong or I'm missing something, I'm sorry. But, if I remember correctly, Harry, who's, like, part of the title of this, he's, like, sad, lonely, and bored and all that shit. So he ends up bringing a bunch of different Harrison Wells from different Earths. You know, his little council of Wells, so he could talk to pretty much himself, basically. Which I think is kind of sad. But anyway, while that's happening, everyone else, especially Barry's trying to, you know, train Ralph to be a hero. And he, Cisco makes a suit for him that kind of stretches with him, but it's kind of a kind of suit. It's kind of plain. It's kind of like that, if you mix a really light blue with a really light gray color, that's the color I think it is. I could be totally like colorblind, but that's what color I think. And it's kind of weird. It's like a very blah suit. I don't really like it. I hope he gets an upgrade, but still, I guess it's like, you know, beginning suit. I mean, remember when they first trained Barry? He had that weird looking leotard thing. Anyway, they end up getting another metahuman. I forgot her name. I think her name was like Mia or something like that, but she's basically the female version of a DC villain comic book, obviously. DC comic book villain titled Black Bison, which you hear a lot of because she is trying to steal the 3 pieces of the necklace called the Black Bison necklace. And apparently she claims it's from her tribe. That's why she's trying to steal it back. And the first encounter, from what I remember, and I'm sorry, it's very loud. If you can't see this. I'm at work. My shift doesn't start till 12:30. It's like 10, from what I remember. So I have like 2.5 hours of this. But anyway, the first encounter, she has the ability, basically. Oh, and I forgot to mention, she's also, like I said, she's a metahuman from the bus, just like Ralph is. But like her ability, she can make inanimate objects come to life, from what I remember. Because in the first encounter, she made a caveman come to life. And while they're fighting that, she tries to get away. Ralph chose to try to pursue her, and that led to a poor innocent girl getting like pretty badly injured, right? And he felt so guilty. Ralph was like, oh my god, this poor little girl, right? You know, when you see Ralph and you first meet him, it seems like he doesn't give 2 shits about people, honestly. But he does have a heart. I mean, when he saw that poor girl get injured only because he chose to go after the Black Bison instead of, you know, helping out, of course he's gonna feel guilty. Right? And so, he feels guilty, you know, Barry's trying to comfort him and all that stuff, which is a cool thing, you know, they're somewhat bonding. I kind of like their dynamic, because, you know, it's not really antagonistic, but at the same time, it's not like friendly, you know what I mean? You know, it's like in between. They're trying to be friends, but at the same time, like, you can't escape the fact that, Ralph did technically lose his job because of Barry. In a way, Barry kind of outed him out, you know what I mean? So, I kind of don't blame them for being a little antagonistic around each other, because for the longest time, Barry thought, you know, Ralph was a dirty cop and all that shit, and Barry's the one that outed him and got him fired. So there's a little animosity there, but you know, they're trying to be friends, you know, because now that Ralph is part of Team Flash, he's a superhero now. He's being trained by Barry. They have to be somewhat decent around each other, but it's pretty funny, their dynamic. It's like borderline friendly and borderline antagonistic. It's great. But anyway, from what I remember in the rest of the episode, I believe Black Bison's going after the last piece in a museum. And, of course, you know, Barry and Ralph go after her, and the cool thing was she reanimated a giant dinosaur skeleton to fight them. And I was like, holy shit, that's pretty dope. Because, like, you know, if you had those kind of powers, you could reanimate anything. You could, like, pretty much, like, for instance, if you had, like, a stuffed animal, you could make that come to life. That'd be pretty damn sick. I have Sorry. But anyway, I have, like, a shitload of Pikachus. You know that Pokemon Pikachu? I have so many of those. If I could reanimate my Pikachus, that would be kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie to you. But anyway, hang on for a sec, okay? My bad, guys. I was trying to talk to somebody. But anyway, they end up at a museum, and like I said, she pretty much turned a dinosaur skeleton to life. And I'm not gonna lie to you, if I had that power, I'd be like bringing all my Pikachus to life. Like, for real. I have an army of Pikachus. That'd be great. Anyway, where was I? They end up capturing her. And the cool thing is, I love the fact that what Ralph did after this battle. It really shows that he does have a heart. Because apparently, Barry finds out that Ralph donated the necklace. He pretty much gave it back to Black Bison's tribe. Because she claimed it's from her tribe, right? It's like, so he did a good thing, and instead of giving it back, he decided to donate it back to the original tribe where Black Bison's from. So I was like, that's pretty decent of you. But at the same time, it's like, wouldn't that be like kind of stealing and shit like that? But, you know, he's trying to do a good thing. If it belongs to that tribe, it should go back to that tribe, right? And at the same time, the little girl that got injured in the first encounter with the caveman, he goes and visits her. And he uses his powers to entertain her. He actually makes freaking balloon animals with his body to entertain the cute little girl. And I'm like, oh, bestow my heart. Ralph actually has a heart. Well, it did show that he had a heart when he felt so guilty for not being able to protect the girl when she got injured in the first place. But the fact that he goes and visits her and even like reveals his powers a little bit to her and just entertains her, and then actually donates the necklace to the tribe. Pretty damn selfless, man. I like that. I like that Ralph, he seems like a dick, but he has a heart. He's a dick with a heart. That sounds so wrong. But anyway, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and the Council of Wells. They managed to find out which DeVoe they were actually looking for. So apparently, remember when they first found out about the name DeVoe, they tried to look for anyone with that name, right? And apparently there's like shitloads of them. And so the Council of Wells managed to pretty much narrow it down to one specific man, Clifford DeVoe. What pretty much threw everybody off was basically, I'm not sure if it happened in this episode or the next one. It might have happened at the end of this episode or the beginning of the next one, but spoiler alert if it happened in the next one. But you guys probably watch the next one anyway. But they find out his name is Clifford DeVoe, and so they end up finding his address. They end up going there with a little mini, not really like a mini task force. You know, you have Wells and Cisco and Barry and Joe, and of course they knock on the door, and a woman opens the door. It's like, oh, we're looking for Clifford DeVoe. It's like, what do you want with my husband? And of course they're in shock, right? They're like, oh my god, our greatest enemy has a wife. Who knows if she's involved or she's an innocent bystander, right? But anyway, and so she ends up calling for her husband, who shows up, and he's in a wheelchair. He's pretty much a paraplegic. So of course they're in shock. Okay, our greatest enemy is a paraplegic, and he has a wife who could be involved or could be an innocent bystander. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that they're thrown off, but I had a feeling that he would be like kind of like Professor X or something. Because hello, when we see Thinker, he's already in what looks like X-Men, Professor X kind of futuristic wheelchair thing. You've seen the X-Men. You've seen X-Men, right? You've seen either the movies or the animated show. There's like a futuristic chair in the animated show that Professor X has that kind of like floats and shit. And you do see it in Days of Future Past. It's kind of like one of those chairs, but bigger, just slightly bigger. But like, yeah. So I had a feeling that